My sister calls me and tells me that like 3 of my family members tested positive for COVID.
Oh,
So
hang
of
on, I'm
course I'm like
recording. Is that cool?
freaked out. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
So I like freaked out and I was like, what? And I'm like, yo, we were just with them, yada, 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 yada. Like not really doing the math. So it turns out that I was like the last time I would have seen them was like literally like 14 days ago. So I was just like, no, that means I have to get tested because I'm not feeling well, but like, full disclosure, like, yo, I'm assuming it's with my period. Like weird stuff happens when women are on their period. Like I
Yeah,
just get
that's
like
true.
flu-like symptoms sometimes. And like on top of that, like end of the year stress, like yeah, it's just burnout syndrome. So,
Come
but
here, Rada. Share what you were gonna say.
what?
Come here, Ray. She was gonna come on and complain about her period today.
I'm telling
I
you,
said, do it. Shahandra won't care. She's like, all I'm gonna do is complain the whole time. I'm like,
seriously, it's like
I told her no when she told me she had it this morning. I said, no, it's too close to Christmas. You need to dial that back a bit because then I'll get mine, right? We sync up. So it's
oh
like,
my gosh.
dude, and then Sky Lily has it. We'll get it all at the same time. So Raina always starts it. So she gets the worst trouble for it. And then it's Sky Lily and me right
Wow.
after, but we all kind of line up within she's coming over.
Poor Josh, that means like literally there's like no break. That's
There's
like week
not.
after week. Wow.
We get like 1 week where nobody in the month where nobody has something. There's your audio. You can be heard there.
How are you? See, you feel my pain, man. You feel my pain.
That's
At
right.
least you don't live with 2 other women who blame you.
Who blame you?
Oh.
Like, no, you're not allowed to have it.
It's like, how could you start it already? It's too soon. Look at the calendar.
Like I control when I get it.
I really wish there was like a way if we can like schedule it in. I think it would be more appropriate.
Didn't you say you did something like that before?
Oh yeah, when you take the pill, you can schedule it. So when I would sometimes I get 2 a month, I'd be like, come on now. Like, you're wondering why we're low iron. We're getting 2
That's
a
the thing. I could never remember to take something that consistently. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll take my chance.
But you can plan it, and then it tells you when you're gonna get it because that's the 7 days of like the placebo one. But you have to handle all the side effects of the medication just to plan your time. So I don't know. It's a give and take. I thought like a lot of girls when I was in high school, they took it to schedule them because when you first start the first few years, I remember that's mental. Like sometimes you're just having it for like a month straight and then you don't get it for like several months and you're like, what is going on? So then they would just take the pill. It would even it out within a few months and then they could go off it. And it's like trading your body. So I guess, I don't know why we can't naturally do it. Apparently we require medication.
See, that's so weird. Like when you actually think about it, there had to be different ways to go about it. Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like more women, maybe it's just more acceptable. We like complain about PMS more today. Like it feels like our periods are getting worse and worse.
We're just not hiding it under like layers and layers of skirts and and like putting a corset on during our time of I cannot imagine. Like seriously, you're gonna tighten something on my stomach right now.
I can't even wear pants that feel a little too snug.
Exactly.
Like, are you kidding me? They wore corsets.
She's wearing pants. I probably
just want to sleep and like eat, and then the next 3 days I won't eat anything. It's just such a weird. Yeah. It's a lesson in mindfulness. How about that?
And lesson in mindfulness for everyone around us too, because Josh is like so trained to like be very aware. Like we have one bathroom that we share, so he knows to do his thing and run. Like he doesn't.
He'll bring home peace offerings when
he brings home peace offerings and he like but yeah, he'll be like, can I just have a really quick shower, guys? Like, is it okay that I have a bath? It will be like fast.
And we're all like
yeah, we're all like creeping about it. Don't keep it long.
No, I feel those. Right?
We
oh my god!
Over this one heat pad.
Yeah, we have one heating, but why don't we just buy another heating pad? I don't know.
We have water bottles, but
heating pads come in clutch. Oh my gosh!
That's it, you know. And then we all want the same little heating pad. We even buy it for people. We bought it for a squirrel that we brought in.
Wait, what?
Well, there was a baby squirrel that I had found in the grass, and it was like covered in maggots. It was dying, right? So I took it home and washed it up and thought, oh shoot, now I got to keep it alive. So we got a heating pad so that it could maintain its temperature till the sanctuary took him in. But I just thought it was funny because I would never spend the money to buy one, and now we use it like crazy. But you know, for an animal, for a poor animal, like no thought of it, just buy the heating pad.
I love how you just skipped over the fact that you found a dying squirrel. Like that's like a normal occurrence. And then
That's
Oh no, in our house that's normal. There's always injured animals
That
being
we-
rescued.
that we
Birds,
find, yeah. There's things
squirrels.
Hey, you run up to the
Possums.
hospital, essentially. Seriously?
She feeds the possums in the backyard.
Like clearly you're not. You have no fear. Wow.
Well, there's this one possum that got pretty beat up by the cats, the neighbor's cats, and it lives in the back area. And so it's like looks a little mangy, the poor little dude. So I had to start feeding him because I thought he like
Yeah, I saw
needed
him.
some love.
I saw him in our yard a few weeks ago. That is the fattest possum I think I've ever seen.
See? The love, man. He's overflowing in love.
You
Just, you
should
know?
see his little mushed up face though. Oh my god, I wish I could just
He was cute. I've
Hug
never
him.
seen a possum in person before then.
I'm like, I know a possum is different from a raccoon, but like, I think that they're like related, and like raccoons scare me. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna walk this very extremely long way out of my way so I don't have to, you know, interact.
Oh, I love it. There were these baby raccoons falling out of the roof at our grandfather's place. I was catching them and holding all these baby raccoons. I was like, I have babies. Yeah, but we shoved them back up.
The mom nested in the roof. He has wild raccoons there because his my grandmother used to have pet ones, and then she would feed them and give them sandwiches.
Yeah, no, there was one that had been injured, so she helped it, and she taught it to swim in their pool and to hunt for food, and then so it kind of would come around with the babies. So now raccoons are comfortable nesting around there. So,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Anyways.
I didn't even know you could kind of like domesticate them. I didn't know. I had no
You
like.
kind of can, but they always kind of stay a little feral. Like you can't fully domesticate them like cats, but it
Okay.
is possible.
All I can picture is the scene from Elf when he's like, someone needs a hug. I just picture me being like that all the time.
I have to watch
That's
this
like-
movie again. I feel like I did not pay attention to it the way you're saying, because every time you reference it, I'm like, wait, what? I should watch it again.
That's
Um,
funny.
The only animal that I wouldn't necessarily go near is a goose.
Oh, they're so cute. Oh.
A goose, yeah, but they will literally murder you. Canadian geese are insane. I
Yeah,
have
they scare
so
me too.
many. I have so many American friends that are always like, "Why are you so like? Why geese so like terrifying?" And I'm like, "You have not met Canadian.
They've
geese."
learned to arm themselves and hunt
Yeah.
packs.
Yo, when they're ready, the fact that they move so quickly and they like, no, those aren't the type of, you can't mess with certain, you know, animals. You just gotta let them be.
It's so funny.
And like they travel in like gangs now.
Gangs.
Like, oh my
They're
god.
wearing their colors. Like, have you seen
It's like I'd love to have a pet goose, but I would never approach a wild goose.
I wouldn't,
Nah.
though.
See, but you have because you have no fear of anything. You're just like
I would not maybe say that. We don't know that's
you would
true.
approach a bear if you thought it was.
I have been around bears. I've been very blessed in my life to be really close up to bears in the wild a couple times. So I'm very lucky for
A
that.
couple
Those were
times.
great experiences when I was a kid. One time
You're
I
probably
was
feeding it.
no, but they don't pay any mind to me. Like they don't even care. I'm going by in a canoe and I didn't even notice the bear on the bank. Like everything was so quiet, and then I just saw it. It just like instantly appeared so big right near me, and I'm just kind of drifting by going, whoa, like I'm in such awe, but he's not in awe of me. He just looks over, sees me, registers it, and goes right back to what he's doing. I was like, that was so cool. And then another time I was walking up in Bancroft up by Baptiste Lake, and there's a dump there. So the bears go to the dump, and there were 3 bears walking to go into the dump, and they looked over and just saw us, and like they kept walking. So you just don't mess with them. But yeah, so I was blessed a couple of times to see bears. They have no interest in us.
When we first moved to where we live now, everybody was talking about how a bear had been spotted in town.
Yeah, that was cool.
And I'm like, that was our introduction to where we live now. There's bears.
No, it
And
came
I'm
into
just like,
town. It's a rare thing, and they got it out of town. It was, I did walk up there to see, but
I've never been like exposed to them like that. Like other than maybe like a zoo when you're a kid. So for me, it's like, oh, they're wild. Like I'm just going off of like the stories, they're wild, they're dangerous, like keep your distance type of thing. Like the fact that you've literally been around every animal that I probably would have been terrified of, like baby raccoons. I didn't even think you could touch them. I thought you're not supposed to touch these things.
You probably aren't. I mean, I don't know. I just instinctively will grab a baby animal and try to care for it. That's, come what may.
I'm like, okay.
I know, I was kind of sad, but you have to do it.
I've seen a fox up close before.
I've seen one randomly at the beginning of COVID. Like in Toronto, just literally crossing the street. I was like, I couldn't believe it.
That's what happened to me when we lived in Oshawa, because they come from the creek and we live right by the creek. So I'm just delivering papers at like 7:00 at night. It's dark out. And this fox just crosses the road right in front of me and is super chill, doesn't like have a care in the world. And I'm just like, oh, cool.
They're more used to us. They're like, meh, humans. There's plenty of them around. Nothing special.
Right? What must they think of us? How weird we are. Look at them wearing those clothes, those fools.
No, they're more like, thanks for destroying our homes.
Oh, I don't think they would think that much, do you? I don't know. They seem pretty sweet.
I feel like they just like, they're like, I smell food. That's like my one track mind.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I figured.
I don't know.
Anyways, what else is going on with you? I feel like it's been not only a little bit, I feel like it's been a while, but it's also like one of the most hectic times of the year because one, Christmas is like 2 weeks away.
9 days.
Excuse
me.
No, 10 days.
9 days. Oh, well, yeah, we count by Christmas Eve, so 10 days, yeah. I have a counter right there. I'm totally cheating. It's like right over there.
Dude, I didn't even know you were that into Christmas.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Oh, she has claimed Christmas Eve since, like, I was born. She's like, Christmas Eve is mine. You bring your families. I don't care. And I'm just like, oh, my God. She got into, like, a fight with my sister the other night over it. Like, a verbal fight. And it was like...
Wasn't a fight. It was
over what? Tell me more. Like, what do you guys do on Christmas Eve? Like, what...
The tradition is we celebrate on Christmas Eve, and I'm like crying. It's so funny. Yeah. So the thing is, in my family, there weren't many traditions, but I had Christmas Eve, and I kind of held fast to that. So even when I was not supposed to really go up and see my family, I would do it anyways. I would take the bus by myself at a really young age and go and have Christmas Eve with my family. So I held it, kind of dear to my heart. So I kind of thought that was the symbol for my family. We would always have Christmas Eve. So as the girls are growing, I just reiterate, when it comes time to choose what holidays you spend when you're older, and they have no idea what I'm talking about. They're playing with their dolls and then barely listening to me, I'm saying I'm going to claim Christmas Eve, just so you know. And I still say it. And now Sky Lily was like, oh yeah, but I'll be moved off. What if I don't want to come see you till Boxing Day? I was like, now hang on. Just one moment. I've been claiming this. This is the one thing. And Josh is just like, this is the one you won't win, Sky Lily.
Yeah, just let it go, So Christmas Eve isn't that the day that you spend? Like, you treat it like it's Christmas, or like, tell me more about the tradition. Like,
Yeah,
I'm always
we do.
curious, like how other people and other families treat it. What's up? Tell me.
So it's like,
we get up early
Christmas
and
Eve.
cook and bake.
No, but like Christmas Eve night,
Yeah, but before we even get
No,
to that,
no.
we spend all day preparing. They need to know how exhausted I am before you say what happens.
On the day before Christmas Eve.
No, so we work,
There's
we do all the food and preparation. Our big meal is Christmas Eve night, right? So we have like all these little like games we play and food we do, and like we tease each other. We just have a really good day, but it's exhausting and we stay up really late. And then this is the part Raina's excited about because this tradition's been going on since they were babies.
So we will all pile into my parents' bed. They will pass out, and my sister and I will be at the foot of the bed watching Christmas movies. So, sometimes we fall asleep, or one of us will. But so usually, what happens is we'll get a sign that Santa Claus has come. Like he's literally blared Christmas music through our TV before. Like it's crazy. It's like stuff happens that you can't explain, and then my sister and I will go crazy. We'll wake up mom and dad
and dogs or whatever else is on the bed, and they gotta think this is like an 18-year-old and 13-year-old now, so there is no space in this. Like, seems big. It's a queen size bed, but with
I'm like, yo, you must have like a king size.
No, we're all squished in there, feet in our faces, and dogs munching on us.
He's like, I'm just minding my business.
And I'm just trying so hard to sleep, and it's like not happening. But yeah, then there's a signal.
What happens
and
before
we go down.
that though is we always get to open one present like beforehand, and it's usually pajamas.
Okay.
So what happens is
that's cool.
Yeah, we wake up mom and dad and we all go downstairs, and we're allowed to open our gifts, but we're not allowed to open any packaging.
Yeah, no playing with anything until the morning, because then the parents sleep in Christmas morning and the children can come down and wreck whatever they want.
I see the method to the madness. Okay.
Because everything's closed
No,
Christmas, so we
that's
sleep in.
cute. That's awesome, though. That sounds like an awesome tradition.
It is
Raina,
amazing.
do you think you're gonna pass that on to your own family when you grow, or when whenever
I don't care
you
what my significant other says. I'm forcing them.
Yes,
Okay.
I mean,
the
work out the
Christmas
details.
Eve tradition is gonna continue regardless.
Oh yeah, we'll all be like air mattresses and, and everything, the full shebang.
Oh my God!
See, you see what you started, Sherry?
I love
see what you
it. I
started?
love it. I love it. My heart feels so
What's
full.
probably gonna end up happening is it's just gonna be me and my tegu.
Tegu.
A tegu's a big lizard.
I thought you said ragu, so I'm like, okay, you and pasta. I guess you really like pasta.
I mean, I love pasta, but I'm not gonna show up with a jar of pasta sauce.
We have no judgment here, though. See how good.
Yo, I'm like, hey, whatever your tradition, let it go. Okay.
That's awesome.
So dogs, cats, lizards, raccoons, lots of food, lots of games, a tiny little bed, and the whole Christmas spirit. That sounds like that sounds awesome. That sounds like one of the best Christmases ever. That's what the Christmas spirit is about.
I love it.
You're doing
so much.
it right.
I look forward to it all year.
Yeah.
See, I love that. That's so awesome. And the fact that, like, I don't know. I honestly, Raina, like, don't take this personally, but I worry about your generation because you guys are like the I don't give an F generation. So I'm just like, you know what? They're not really into school. Like, school has been broken for y'all. Careers have been broken for y'all. The internet is like, the weirdest place on the planet.
Oh, you're
and then you guys still hold on to little special stuff and like make it special. So that really warms my heart. Keep that up. Don't lose that, man. Don't lose
Though I do feel older beyond my years. I do feel older than my generation a lot of the time because I can't really relate a lot of the time because I guess I just grew up a lot different, making a lot of different choices than most people in my generation. So I'm just kind of like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand anything that's going on.
Yeah, like being called the Tide Pod generation.
So you're just like kind of like
they
there.
feel
You get, like,
so much younger than me, like, but they're not.
It's just a weird dynamic, I'm assuming.
It is. It's really weird to hang out with other kids my age.
Internet connection is weird.
Yeah, I see that. That's okay though. Can hear you mostly. It just freezes visually.
And the weirdest thing, like, I have full bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, same thing's happening here.
We don't We no longer question the internet. We
Let's
just
complain about
Yeah.
service companies.
no
You suck.
gratitude for having it at all right
No,
now.
that was episode 8 or 9. We did
That's
that.
right.
We covered that.
We
Okay.
could have a whole series.
We did cover that.
Why didn't
Yeah.
you invite me to that one? It was perfect.
Because there were like literally, probably Rogers would have sensed it and like chopped it up. Yeah.
It's funny, the other day I was meditating with a lady and she was telling me about her stressful job and she worked for Rogers. And I just thought, oh, I just love this woman
It's like-
right here, right now, because I'm seeing the other end of it. And I'm just like, wow, I like appreciate you so much. I said to her is
It's
all
like,
I could
holy
say.
crap, I'm the customer and it's stressful for me. I can't imagine what you're going
Right,
through.
right. So she says, like,
That's
they
what I'm like,
haven't
that
stopped
really makes
working.
it flip.
Yeah, she said they hadn't stopped working. It had been something like 14 days straight she worked or something like that, like because just how it worked out with the shifts. And she's just been, so yeah, so they're stressed out too. They're people just stressed out too. So I was like, oh, that was good for me to feel that for a moment.
You know?
The real.
I mean,
on the
I
other
feel
end.
low key bad, but not really.
Yeah, I know.
You know? Because yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll leave that at that.
The system. It's the system.
Yeah, you know, and this is what I'm saying. Raina, that's your generation's job, man. You guys got to save the world because we try.
Yeah, man, this was our best attempt. Have at it.
Yeah.
And now, like, we're just old, we're just tired. We're like, yo, it's like,
No, now speak for yourself.
It's
I'm
your
still
turn.
having fun. I'm just too young to do the work now. I just leave it to the next generation because I'm too young for it. I got my own stuff to do.
I'll do
Fair
the
enough.
next generation.
Next
You know?
generation.
I just like get tired. I'm like, I need a nap. Y'all got this right now. You know? So
I'll wake up from a nap and go, I need a nap.
yeah. See, oh man. So the next generation. What is that like? What are we back at generation A now? Because I swear we were at Z.
Oh yeah, yes.
You know. So we'll just start right back from the top. Don't worry, they got it.
It's gonna be the generations are gonna be labeled with emojis. I
Emoji
don't know.
generation.
Generation emoji.
I feel so
Right? It's just like
old,
one big
I
shrug.
feel so
The
When
napping
I'll-
generation.
I'll be around people my age and it makes me feel so old because I just feel like so much older than them, but I'm not. And it's literally
I feel like you're older than me though. That might just be your own personality because I get this perception.
it's like the worst disconnect.
Like the
you could
old
possibly
soul?
have.
Yeah, she must just be a really, really old soul. That don't you?
Have you always felt like that though?
Pretty much.
Yeah?
I always try
Like
to
all
compare
throughout
them.
like your schooling.
Yeah.
Interesting. So then like who do you bond with? You get what I'm saying? Or do you bond with it just older children or do you just kind of like
No, wait, not
Stay
even
alone?
old people.
Who
yeah,
are you
just-
calling old though? Like you're considering me old people. You're kind of labeling anyone who's not
I
a
know,
teenager as an old person.
No, I meant like
No.
older. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I connect. I've usually connected more with adults than I have with
Okay.
other people my own age.
I mean, well, technically you are an adult. Technically,
Well, I mean, even before
you're just
now.
like a baby adult, if that makes
You're a
sense.
baby adult. Oh, that is a funny one,
I mean, even
Chandra. I'm
before-
gonna call her that now.
Don't-
Thank
that's
you,
so
Chandra.
weird.
You're a baby adult. I know.
Well, like, you can do whatever you want legally, but like you're like
No,
to an
not quite.
actual adult who's been through it, you're
Oh
just
yes,
like,
not quite. We found out that she can't quite do everything. Do you
Oh,
want
what
to
is-
talk about that openly?
No,
what? What you trying to do? What
She
you trying
wanted to
do,
try
Raina?
a thing for her birthday, and I agreed to it. But then we realized we were a year too early for what she wants to try.
Okay, okay, wait, you're 18. Okay, so 19 I think is gambling.
no,
no,
No?
gambling.
Wow, that's what it was at my age or when I was ready.
Isn't it also what's legal drinking age? 19 as well, or is that 18?
I think
still?
it's 18, isn't it, in
no, it's
Canada?
18 in Quebec, so I think it's
Oh.
19 in Ontario.
Oh, see, so
They
but not that you were
changed it.
even drinking.
No,
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
just wondering.
So she was interested in trying marijuana for the first time on her birthday, and I said that was okay.
I mean,
Well, no, hey, I said it was okay and I would be there with her. So there you go. Judge away that mom parenting stuff,
But
right?
I've never done anything
Yeah.
like that. I've never tried anything like that. No matter how many times people are like, "Hey, hit
Yeah.
this jewel" or whatever.
Hit this
I feel
jewel.
so old saying that, but
Yo, hit this jewel right here. Oh my God.
and I'm like,
First of all, those
"Oh,
things are
first of all,
poisonous. Please stay the hell away from
I
those.
know.
Ugh.
I'm like,
She's
no,
good that
first
way.
of all, we are in class and you're hotboxing the storage room in the greenhouse. Second of all,
That's creative.
no.
Yeah, so that's what they get when they invite Raina. They get
Yeah,
in a lot
and
of trouble.
Raina's like the mom of the group. Yo, trust me, it's called balance, okay? There's always one in every friend group. Trust
Yeah,
me,
but
you're
I don't
needed
actually
and you are
have any
valued.
friends because
No,
of it. They
that's-
don't like me because of it, so.
It's okay.
They do. Trust me, they appreciate it. Cause like people always want somebody who can like see things different from them, just to like warn them. You're probably the person who always stops it from going to that next level. Like you want to have fun, but you don't want to go to prison. You get what I'm
Yes,
saying?
right.
And
Right.
all my friends are guys, so it also doesn't help.
I feel like guys are. I remember the guys were way less mature than the girls. That's like even to that age that I'm at now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, has that changed at all in your experience?
No, we're still waiting for them to grow up a bit.
Today
So
my dad's 41 and he acts like he is 5.
Okay, but now we need to think on a little bit when we're saying things. We need to just be aware, right? We all have those moments, though. When have we not acted 5? I've acted 5, like 2 minutes ago.
all the time. Are you? I just told you I woke up from a nap and then I was looking for a snack. Like
I was
I
preparing
literally,
to
I
have
have a fridge full of juice boxes right now. Okay, I'm not judging anybody.
That's good portion control, though.
Yeah,
Juice
man,
boxes.
no.
But, like, it's like crazy because like you grow when you actually look at these things, you're like, okay, this is just packaged poison, but it's so cutely packaged that you give it to your children, and then they grow up and they want to hit jewels and all this stuff, and then we were like, oh, where's this coming from? Like, no.
Yeah.
I
They've
never
been-
had a juice box and thought, I want to vape now.
Well, that's okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa! You mean when something's fruit plunge flavored or grape flavored or watermelon lemonade? Like, where do you think that's coming from? That's all because you've already been programmed with this stuff. So it's
That's
easier to
true.
sell you.
Yeah,
and get
but
If they
I
made
thought-
a blue raspberry anything, you would put your mouth on it.
No, I have the common sense. I have the common sense not to do something that I know will kill me just because it tastes good. Like,
Well, we hope, right? That's...
No. Have you ever had Cheetos? Have you ever had a Big Mac? Have you ever
I've
had
had
French
Cheetos.
fries?
I've had French fries, but I don't eat them all the time.
Yeah, see, Big Mac, I don't know. That would have
I
been.
don't know if I've had a Big Mac.
Yeah, I
that
don't
would have
know.
been before we went gluten free, which
Yeah.
was like, I was like, what, 8?
Yeah.
So 10 years ago.
Wait, you
Did
think
we used to give her McDonald's though when we didn't really
Oh yeah,
know.
I would only eat
We-
a cheeseburger.
yeah, we
a
gave
plain
her
cheeseburger or chicken
McDonald's
nuggets.
cheeseburgers back when she was in daycare. So you're like really growing your body and so young, and yet I would give her that
McDonald's.
because that's what the other kids got, and that's not how I fed her.
I didn't
So,
even like McDonald's that much. I
To
like
be
the
honest, I
apple
don't think
slices
anybody
the
really
most.
does. I
but
really
that's
think
interesting though. That's the pressure though, like the peer pressure, right? Like they're like, oh, this is what we give our kids, and my kids kicking and screaming for this food, and then I gave in no problem. I was like, oh yeah.
But I think back to it, I didn't even really like it. I like the apple slices the most.
I didn't even know McDonald's gave out apples. I was so
Those were
pissed
the
when they're like, oh, we
freshest
don't have
apple
any
slices.
toys, but here's some apple slices.
No, you
Like,
got a
what?
toy too.
I was just like, where's my toy?
Yeah,
No,
no.
you get a toy too. It's just they give you apple. You can get apple slices as like a side instead of fries or something. And hey, those were
You're not having it right
How we
now.
lost
those
the
are
next
the
generation.
freshest, crispest apple slices ever. Probably full of preservatives. Now that I think
Yeah.
about it.
They
But
use
also
lemon.
They
Lemon
also
is the
gave you
preservative.
caramel dipping sauce. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Then there's that. They
See,
couldn't
what?
even leave the apple.
That's backwards. Here's some, full of preservative apples, but here's some caramel sauce. Yay.
hey, it was fresh and juicy and crisp and cold, and it was, oh my gosh, the best
So-
apple slices. I've never tasted apple slices like that since.
Yeah, because
And
we
And you
don't
have to
put
check
that
the
stuff.
ingredients. You have to check the ingredients because I know there's some stuff that we cannot pronounce on the packaging.
I don't think they even put the ingredients on it because it's just supposed to be apple,
No, it's, yeah.
but it's not.
No, seriously. No, that's
Now I'm
good.
hungry.
Now you're hungry.
No,
Speaking of
seriously, I'm
preservatives.
like, yo, what am I gonna eat next?
It's like I
But
want
here.
food. I want to eat food, but I don't want to make food, and that is like my constant mood. Like
Yeah,
it's-
this is one of her second topic she wanted to come on here today with was I'm hungry, people, but nobody will make my food for me.
I still haven't eaten anything, and it's like what 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
No, I feel that's why I feel like we invented cereal.
I don't even like cereal though.
Girl, there
I
is
only
literally an aisle of 900 varieties you can
But I
find.
can only eat like 5 of them.
Yo, have you ever had any like what is it, shredded wheats with some sugar?
Well,
Beautiful.
No, because it's gluten.
yeah, wheat, right? So she
Seriously?
doesn't-
They don't
Yeah.
have a gluten-free shredded wheat?
No,
It's called shredded wheat. Wheat is gluten.
Yeah,
It's
but
in the
like
name.
No, they
wheat
have
with,
it,
like,
yeah.
no taste.
Well, I mean,
yeah, they haven't.
there's Chex, but we've eaten.
No.
I've had Chex so much
No.
that I just
She's
No.
like, no.
don't like it
No,
I
anymore.
bake
don't
with
do that.
Chex. They're good to bake
It's
with.
good when she makes something out of them, but I don't like eating cereal, and I don't like any of the milk we get now. It's like I used to like one kind of it, but I just don't. It's like cashew milk or almond milk or oat milk.
Okay,
It's
the
just, I
almond
feel like-
milk we don't use anymore.
Okay,
but
listen.
oat milk is
fire though.
the way. Oh, Shahadra, I love
I
your
can
milk.
Yeah.
taste the oats.
I know, but to me it's like I really like the creaminess of it. I feel like it makes everything more delicious.
Yeah, but one time I used cashew milk that was expired in my cereal, and I almost died. I literally almost threw up.
I don't know
So
why
I'm just like done with it.
Fair enough, fair enough. You gotta find other snacks. Well, I mean, you can eat apples though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've got
but
lots of apples.
they're all bruised and nasty.
It's just the way produce is right now, right?
They're too
it's,
soft.
Or not.
I'm a picky but not picky eater. I don't understand. It's like I'll eat anything,
You pick.
but I'll also not eat anything.
Right, you're all like, I'll eat anything. Hey, do you want this? No. Do you
No.
want
No.
this?
Yeah.
That's
You want
exactly
this?
it. That's
Okay,
it.
I'm making this. No.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mom, make me something, please. And I'll list like 50 things and it's still no. And then I'm like, you know what?
And then I'll eat like the same 3 things:
Yeah,
mac and cheese, rice, and soup.
Everything is rice. And
All my
soup is
things.
Mac and
good.
cheese is gluten free.
Oh wait, sorry, 4 things.
She can
noodles.
get a gluten-free mac and cheese, yes.
Wow.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know.
So I will eat. My diet consists of microwave rice, soup that is microwavable or made on the stove, noodles that are microwavable or made on the stove. What was the other one? Mac and cheese.
You have the diet of a
or made
4-year-old
on the
right now.
stove.
Yeah, there's nothing in that for you. So I'm listening to like what your body is drawing
I like
from out of
sweet
those.
potato.
And then you wonder, oh yeah, sweet potato. Okay, so that is the one thing that's saving your life. Probably is sweet potato right now.
Potato?
I also like hash browns, burritos.
Hash browns are like there's nothing in that.
No.
Um,
Potatoes.
There's no potato left in that thing. Have you seen those things?
I mean-
oh, I like Dad's
Potato
mashed
is what's
potatoes.
missing.
I like Dad's mashed
You know.
potatoes.
Yeah, well, potatoes. So we
Potato
gather
patties.
you like potatoes. It's
Oh.
the greens. Like where is the spinach?
I
and
like
leaves?
Where's the
I
veggies?
like Beyond Meat burgers and Beyond
Ugh.
Meat sausages. There's technically vegetables in that.
See that is like made with pea protein. So yeah, okay. So
pea
there,
protein.
yes.
What kind?
right
Pea protein. Oh, like, ew. What?
up. Not urine. Why would I be eating urine protein, guys? Come on.
Is there protein in
Oh,
urine?
I'm like, okay, Sherry's on like some new type
Come
of
on
diet
now.
path. You know, I'm like,
Like
okay.
logically, PEA guys.
I like
Yeah,
peas.
from
I
me.
make cans of peas in the microwave.
Yes, and that's the protein. that
Okay,
we use.
Reina, your mom won't tell you, but you cannot cook your food in a microwave all the time.
I use the stove sometimes.
Your mom
Okay,
won't tell
good
you
girl.
though.
Good
Her
girl.
mom
You
tells
gotta-
her.
No, we gotta
I
grow
know
out
how
of
to
that.
cook. I'm just too lazy.
I have taught this child skills. She can make pasta.
can
She can
make
make the best
pasta.
pasta. It's so good.
I know how to pan sear salmon. She doesn't like that, but
No, I
Hey.
don't eat fish.
she's gonna teach me how to make chicken legs for my sister and I, so we have that in the fridge.
Yeah, because we don't have meat. We haven't had meat in our household for like a year, and the girls are kind of taking a stand now that if they're willing to make it, then they can
Well,
have
if
like a couple
Raina's
things.
willing to make it, because you know Lil's not gonna cook.
Well, yeah, she can cook.
Okay.
You
No.
guys, she can dice. Skylily's really good at the knife skills, like cutting everything really quick and small. And
I
Raina's
don't know about you, but
good
I
at
don't
the
like eating
stove.
my salmon diced.
Well, okay, I didn't say dice everything. I just
Oh wait, hold
said
on, wait. Back up. So wait, you guys are eating meat now?
no.
My sister and I eat like chicken, and
Yeah.
I eat fish.
Yeah.
Okay, tell
Josh
me
and I
more
are
about that. How
vegan.
did that happen?
That their grandfather never stopped feeding them meat, even though we had told him, and actually to the point where he made the kids very upset, not wanting to eat the meat that he made, the chicken legs and the fish. So
He
it got,
basically shamed me.
yeah, it got to
into
the point where he shamed them into eating it again, and now they're just accustomed and they just want to keep those two things in their diet. And I thought that's fine.
Okay.
That's their choice. They make it themselves though, because I mean, I don't really want to be skinning the chicken and preparing it all, and like, you know, I'm just so far removed from it now. I don't really want to go back to it. So
No, fair enough.
yeah.
I was just like, to me, it's like, because you guys, it seemed like for a good portion of your life that you weren't. I didn't know that you were eating it consistently.
No, that was just
Yeah.
gluten for a good part of our life.
Yeah,
We
and
haven't
the like again the veganism, like, so I've been since 2016 and I had them plant-based since 2016. So the meals that we make are plant-based. Like, so she's describing the meals she makes for herself, but our dinners we still like make mixtures of vegetables and you know, try to do it on a bed of like some spinach and try to squeeze things in there they're not expecting, like throw in nutritional yeast for their vitamin Bs, you know, use herb therapy to just trick them into some healthy some healthy choices.
But to be fair, lately it's been a lot of make your own dinner nights.
Yes, make your own dinner night's my new favorite thing because
your children can feed themselves
I've
now.
been a little busy.
She learned, Raina, it's a trap. Don't do it.
I prefer it because then everyone's not tired and complaining.
Yeah, she thinks she prefers it for right now, so we'll see how that is.
Yeah, I give that like probably another week.
It's been going on for a few months. We've had make your own dinner nights have been a thing for a while.
Have been a thing, but I mean, I plan on leaning. I plan on leaning on it more as we move forward.
It just means I get to eat whatever, and no one can judge me.
That's true.
No one can be angry for not wanting to eat their
That's
food.
true. And you can buy your own stuff now, so I don't have as much control over what's in the house. So
well, it's usually with your money, but yeah.
It doesn't. Well, I mean, that's a whole
it sounds like balance. Like
a whole other.
But I go do the grocery shopping, so.
Hey, these are good life skills. You don't want to wait too long and not know how to do it because it becomes stressful the older you get. That's just my
trust me. My sister was cooking Thai noodles from a box with instructions on the stove the other day. She didn't know what boiling water looked like.
Well, no, it was just that
and I'm just
she wasn't sure. And then half the box was like on the floor by the end of it.
Oh my God.
And she had left like half of it in the pot. And I was like, did you get any of this? Like, have you received any food?
She just ignored the instructions. She ignored the box. She was like, I'm just going to freestyle it and see what happens.
Right?
That's pretty much what happened. And she was like screaming the whole time, not knowing what she was doing.
Right. But she got through it, and you know.
And she said it turned out good. So I'll take
there we go.
Really?
Overhauled the kitchen, but you know, one meal down.
Yeah, it's like the next morning the dog is eating noodles from the buffet table. And it's like,
oh my gosh.
it's like, did any of the noodles make it into your bowl?
Yeah, the joys of teaching kids cooking skills.
That's awesome. At least they're somewhat engaged in it. Let's see how long it lasts, but at least like you said, you do your thing. They know like how you prepare food and what you're cooking for them, and like, you know, in a sense, your philosophy about the stuff that you put and how you treat your body. And then they're gonna kind of just tweak it on their way up. I mean, chicken is just like one of those things, like you said, it's such a staple now. Are you like very specific where you get your chicken or what kind of chicken you're eating, or are you just kind of like, meh, whatever?
It's like just a local grocery store.
Yeah, like it has the Canadian made.
Whatever that means. I mean, I have my own opinions on the meat. But the way I see it is, as long as they're getting a meal that I'm providing once in a while, and I'm like getting the stuff in there, they need to grow the other stuff while their bodies are adept at processing their choices.
Your children are learning something.
Well,
I do something for themselves.
They're obsessed with that microwave, though. Like, seriously, they think
it's
it's a nanny. It's like they want to listen to the noise of the microwave. So I had to get these tricks, right? I want them to eat baked potatoes, but to make them in the oven took too long. So I got this bag that you can put the potatoes in the bag, and in 4 minutes they're made. And they don't have to pierce them because, like, you know, they're not going to take the time to pierce them, and then they'll explode the nanny microwave.
Oh no, I love stabbing the
Oh, okay.
potatoes. It's my favorite part, but then I stab my hands with the fork, and then there's a problem.
And they do still eat eggs, so they have this little egg
I
cup where you can, well, okay, so Raina doesn't, but Skylar eats eggs, and so she puts the egg in this little egg cup, and it's the same cup they use, the little places on the side of the road. I know Josh would stop at the side of the road for breakfast years ago, and that's how they made the egg, in a little egg cup. You just crack it in there, poke at the yolk, and it cooks it, and you can make it either soft or hard boiled, and then it's a sandwich. So they've got these kind of tricky little microwave things now to sneak in.
We have a grilled cheese bag for the toaster.
Yeah, it's a little bag. They put bread and their whatever.
I didn't even know these things existed. I haven't had a microwave for a long time. Like, I was living with my aunt and my cousin, and like, I think he read something and then literally smashed our microwave that day, and then we just never had one.
That's
like,
good,
okay.
though. Without the option, that's probably better
Well,
for you.
I was talking to some people in my class the other day, and one of them's like, yeah, my mom's a health freak, so we don't have a microwave. And I'm like, my mom's a health freak. We have a microwave. Your
Yeah.
parents are just wrong.
No, well, that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of theory and a lot of reading. I wouldn't use it for everything. That's just my
Well, I
opinion.
don't use, well.
I have to technically reheat my tea like 400 times, or my
That's because you
coffee.
just can't drink it in one sitting.
So that's kind of gross habit I have. But, you know, other than that, the microwave, it's mostly just for the kids to. I have
See?
radiation machine for my children to play with in my
I'm
house.
so hungry now.
No, seriously, what you were saying with the tea, I used to, before, when I was trying to get off of like caffeine and switch, obviously, like, you gotta taper off. Like, honestly, caffeine is a drug. You gotta taper it off. So then I kept running into the same issue that, like, okay, I'd have cups of like half cold coffee or half cold tea all over the house. And I was just like, okay, this is just getting madness. This is going to be my, like, this is how and this is meditating before I was even thinking about it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit at the table or sit anywhere or stand, and I'm going to finish this cup of coffee or this cup of tea while it's still hot. And I'm not going to move until I'm done. Right. And if I don't even finish it, then I'm going to take out, like, you know, compost the bag and then put it in put the cup back in the sink. Like, don't leave it out because I feel bad about wasting it. And like, from that day, it's very rarely that, like, you'll see like a half cup of coffee or something all over the place. So it's just like very, like, that small little thing where I'm like, no, certain teas are good cold though, so I won't even lie. Like, you can
Yeah,
get away
but no,
with it.
that stirred something within me, because that is an act of self-compassion for you to make sure you take the time to sit there and enjoy that. So when you said that, that really sat home with me. Like, you know, I talk self-compassion all the time. I check in with myself all the time, but I do deny myself that moment to sit there. So now that you've mentioned that, I'm going to try that and see if I can even I don't even know if I can. I haven't tried it so long to sit there and have a full tea.
If I
You
have
might,
a
like,
tea,
even just try a smaller cup, you know?
Yeah.
I know, like, the cup sizes are like ginormous now.
I know.
she's always like, I want a 10 ounce.
No, well, I use 10 ounce, but I like a specific size
Well,
cup.
I got this little hummingbird mug
Oh.
for her. That's an 8 ounce, but she doesn't, and she wants to use it, but she's like, it's too small. So why don't you
Try
use
it,
that
just one cup. It hot, but you have to, and like, okay, be like, okay, hummingbird cup, hot cup, you know? Let me have it. It's probably gonna take, like, it's gonna take less than you think it is, but the time is gonna move slower when you're in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
my experience anyway.
I appreciate this. Is interesting. I'm for sure going to try it, because
I'll
that is
usually-
important.
Well, if I have a
in
tea,
your
I
day.
don't drink tea as much as I used to, but I'll sit with I'll sit with a show or a good book, and then I just drink the tea.
You are an old soul.
I am.
You sit with a book. I don't think I've
I love
ever heard
reading.
that from someone your age. In the
I
long
love reading. I just find it harder now. I think it's the ADHD where it's really hard for me to read fine print
Fair
at
enough.
this point. I went and got my eyes checked. My vision's fine. They did prescribe me like 0.5 lens reading glasses.
Yeah,
Okay.
less than what you'd even get at a
Less,
dollar
yeah,
store.
I can't even go
Yeah.
just buy it
Yeah.
from some random store. It's like anti-fatigue.
So yeah,
lenses.
he's saying that all children have that now, where they get fatigue from staring at screens too long. So what all the glasses had was that 0.5 along the bottom, so that it eases the strain of your eyes, but it had the blue lens. So I
Which
didn't.
I have already. I have glasses.
Yeah,
with
but
blue light.
That's the thing, though. He believes that the blue lens is going to be so beneficial for children moving forward because of how much screen time they have. But then on the other side of it, her father was really freaking out, saying like
Oh,
they
he's
pushed
not.
that on him too, and that he thinks it's a scam, like that it's not real. He says because suddenly he heard this thing that they were pushing it, and then the guy was kind of pushing it on him after he said he didn't want it, and then he put it on the prescription anyways. So
See,
he,
what it is it does work, but it varies between the individual. It works for me. The pair that I have of blue light glasses were mom's. They didn't work for her, but they work for me. So it depends on your sensitivity, varies on the individual. So it does help, but not
Fair enough.
everyone.
that's what I would
Fair
feel.
enough. I feel like it's one of those things that if you think it's helping, then it will, and if you think it won't, it won't. Like obviously the whole screen thing, but it's like, okay, instead of giving us glasses so we stay on the screens longer, how about we as a society just cut down our screen time? Like, go outside,
go.
see the sun. Like our ancestors were staring at the sunlight and look, their eyes are fine. Like,
Yeah.
chill. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
And you just cut out on me.
I don't think you could stare at the sunlight and your eyes be fine. Don't
Your
stare,
eyes.
don't
Listen.
stare at the sunlight for me.
Don't do it often, but
Oh,
they're fine. They like, look, we came out fine. Okay. So,
Did we?
I
Did
don't know.
we?
Debatable perception.
Our race of humanity is falling apart at the seams.
I don't know.
Well,
I think-
society definitely is.
I feel like it is, but when they say, listen, at the end of the day, destruction is also a creative force.
You
So
miss
something is
Shahid.
going to be more, something is going to come. Something better is going to come of it. As messy, as gross, as heartbreaking as it's going to be, I ultimately think I think something beautiful is going to come out of it at the end of the day.
Yeah, coming apart at the seams is fun. We're free falling.
Yeah. Well, but really, like the harsh truth of it all is what's happening is survival of the fittest. We're weeding out the negative and the bad and those who are not willing or able to move forward with how the energy is changing and everything, and that's just what happens. They get lost, they get left behind.
Do you really think it's survival of the fittest though, or do you think that
Well, energetically it is. If your energy is not willing to move forward or change or improve, then you will just
You think
end
you'll
up
get
on the
left
wayside.
behind?
If you are completely unable or unwilling to change, it's not so much not being able, it's willing.
Yeah, you mean being stuck? Like
Yeah,
I
like
got
if you're
it.
too stuck, when the time comes, and
Yeah.
you're still there, you're not going to come forward with the rest of us.
It's like a process though, right? So to it's not all at once. To know it can be gentle.
Yeah, and
Moment
also
by
Mother
moment.
Nature is probably sick of our shit, so
amen?
We could be getting a good spanking. That could be right what's
You know?
happening.
I gave you life, I gave you this whole planet, and this is what you're doing. You're destroying it and each other.
She's been pretty gentle with us.
Yeah, literally. That is literally like the ultimate mother flex. Like, okay, I brought you into this world, I can take you out of it.
Oh my
Literally,
gosh.
Yeah.
That was like trauma to just hear that. I heard that so much growing up. I was just like, oh my God. Yeah, that
I'm
was
so
my
sorry.
mom's favorite thing, and you just channeled
Trigger
that
warning.
right now.
I'm
Her
so
favorite.
sorry.
No,
Like,
it's good.
listen, it's my culture grew up with it too. It's like, it's a top 10 in our
I
household
don't
as
think
well.
I've ever once heard you or Dad say that to me.
Well, I wouldn't
Seriously.
because I know what that feels like to think like somebody has that power over you and that your
That's
life
why
is
I call it,
theirs.
no, it's a power flex for real. Like
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
like, why do you think, like, you think my mom can tell me what to do? No.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
And like
yeah.
there's no putting us back. That's just like that's a visual for kids, man. You may not want to choose to say that. I'm just saying, like, where are you putting me back? Anyways.
I have trouble. I have trouble saying no to you.
Saying no to me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's because I'm your mother, and that's
Well,
Yo,
certain
honestly,
things I have
it
trouble
gets
saying
easier,
no.
Raina. It gets easier.
Well, I mean,
I
I'll
won't
be
even
defiant
lie.
about
And the
some
more you
things.
start to earn your own money, it's gonna get really, really easy.
Well, it's not that. It's when
Thanks,
she's when
Chandra.
Hey,
I see that
I'm
she's
preparing
struggling
both
and
of
she
you.
asks me for help, but I don't always have it in me to give that help, but I can't say no. 'Cause I
That
feel
sounds
bad.
very familiar. I think as a mother, I can relate to that experience with children
Okay.
very well. Constantly asking for things that
It's
I am
like-
not able to give in the moment.
I know, and it's like you ask me for help, and then I'm like, oh,
And then you
but I
go
can't
back
say no.
to sleep.
No, but
So,
I
like,
end up
is it
doing
just
it in the
love
end
that-
anyway.
Is it the love that just pulls you to do it?
I don't know. I just feel bad because I see it that like she needs the help, but I don't always have it in me to give. But I
Okay.
end up doing it anyways most of the time.
I feel like this is interesting though. I like that she's experienced this in a way, right? Because it's like a bond for us, for you to experience that as well. Because that's what parenting is. You know, you're tired, you're in the moment, but you get that feeling where it's like, I don't feel guilty anymore to do a thing though. Guilt and shame, I'm trying to be aware to
I
not
feel
get
very
caught up in
much
that,
guilt
right?
and shame.
Yeah. So, but that's okay, right? That's okay to feel that stuff. But then to be aware, right? To be aware that that's why you're feeling that, because you feel this connection where you want to do these things for the person. You maintain the balance. Of course you do things for the person, but you also have to maintain your health, the balance, right? You need that extra nap, so take the extra nap, right?
Dad
Anything can be
doesn't-
done later.
Dad doesn't seem to agree with that.
Well, I mean, that's my
He's
perspective.
like, you're napping? No, that's banned. He's like, I was like 12 and he told me you're not allowed to nap. And I'm like,
It's crazy because it's like the people are kind of torn with, like, you know, the research about it. People are saying that no, napping is good for you. Other people are like, no, if you nap now, you're not going to sleep when you're supposed to sleep. So learn how to sleep when you're
Yeah.
supposed to sleep, and you won't have to nap. And it's just like,
I don't sleep when I'm supposed to sleep anyway, regardless.
Then there's that.
That's my point.
Yeah. I mean, I nap whenever I need to because my hours are whenever I need them to be. Like I could be up all night doing a thing, that's
Oh.
fine. And then I'll nap. It's not a big deal.
I had like a really funky night last night. I was up till like 5 a.m. You're wondering why I slept until like almost 11. That's why. And technically I only got like 7 hours of sleep.
So
and are you
So
okay with
that's
that?
why
Yeah,
I
you-
was like,
How does that
don't
feel?
wake me.
So you need more than 7 hours is what you're
Well,
saying.
I think it's like my age is a minimum 8. It's like 8 to 10.
So whatever
my
works for you though. Are you functioning on how many
24.
hours?
How do you feel when you get that, you know? And like, it's a, like, that's the thing. It seems like, from my perspective, it seems like your household is pretty like flexible, pretty open, like that you're not set to one tradition, you know? So I was wondering, is that stressful, or is that, because some, like for me back then, I'm trying to think, like, no, I needed structure. I was like very like almost militant with it. Like, okay, if at 8 o'clock, between 8 to 9, I'm not doing this, then like, what do you mean? Like, wait, I'm allowed to sleep at, like, it just, for me, I wouldn't be able to handle it. So I'm just curious how it is from your perspective growing up where things are more flexible.
I feel like I should have some structure.
Okay.
I don't know. I just kind of function, but I don't at the same time. It's like for a lot of years now, it's like I've been tired to the point where sleeping doesn't fix it anymore, and I just always feel tired.
Okay.
But like I eventually get things done, maybe sometimes. Either way, things that need to get done, whether it's by my hand or not. I do feel guilt about that other people have to pick up my slack, but I just don't know how to, pull myself out of it, really.
But
I'm
do
a
you
work
think
in
that
progress.
Do you think that it's you trying to fit a system that's just not for you?
I just don't like being asked to do things. That's really what it is. Like, sometimes I'll just go and willingly do something without being asked. But if I, like, go to do something, like, Like I do.
Oh,
But it's like I'll like before I've walked into the kitchen with the intent like I'm gonna do the dishes without being asked, and then my dad will go, "You better be doing those dishes," and I'm like, "Well, now I'm not gonna do it," and then I won't do it.
Man. You're rebellious. That's what it is. You got like a warrior spirit. You're just like, no, I fight
It's
when
like-
I fight, not for you.
I feel like I don't get 5 minutes of peace. It's like every 5 minutes I'm being asked to do something, which I know isn't the case, but that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
that's
but
okay.
It's like I'll
Listen,
sit
for
down and someone will
food
be
and
like,
shelter,
"Rena."
you gotta give something up, you know?
yeah, the balance again.
It's like I just want to be with my thoughts and like doing my own
Oh.
thing. Like not in a
Definitely.
bad way. I just
I
want to
didn't
like
think a bad way.
I just because sometimes I just need to be in my own head because like I create all kinds of stuff up here. It's not like normal thoughts at all. Like they're not bad
caught
thoughts.
up. You're not caught up
I'm
in
not
thoughts.
caught up on
Yeah.
things most of the time. Sometimes I do.
You're
but
creating, and creative
but-
thoughts are important. You need those outlets.
Wait, do you meditate with us or no? Like when we
used to.
Sometimes.
I used to. I'm kind of like with it now because I hear it too much. It's like you can't escape mindfulness.
This is what she was saying earlier to the group.
It's like you can't escape it. It's like mom's always pointing out and saying how I speak the speak or I
Yeah,
talk
that's
the talk. No, I speak the speak.
That's good though. We know
It's
what you
like
mean.
I speak like it, but I don't actively practice it consciously.
But you do sometimes.
Well,
Sometimes like it's so
sometimes, but-
amazing, and I'll be like, Brina,
But
like,
I don't
oh.
sit there and meditate. Not, or at least not in a traditional way.
Yeah.
I
That's
think-
okay. As long
Yeah.
as you're practicing it and you seem pretty self-aware and you're like, okay, listen, right now my body feels like I need to nap. I mean, that's part of meditation. Like Dr. Yu was saying it today, you know, we're like, and that's where I kind of get like, that's where it can turn a lot of people off is because they have this picture that meditation is this one thing in this one format when it's actually really bigger than that. It's almost like God, right? Like what is God? Like just because I say it's God, it doesn't mean that he's not Allah, he's not Buddha, he's not this, that, and the third, he's not the universe, he's not your mom, he's not your dad. Like it just is, right? And once you tap into that, that is meditation. Like, hey, can you be okay in this moment, right? Are you finding peace in this moment? Are you finding peace in the storm? Congratulations, you're meditating,
Yeah.
right? And even if it lasts a second is long enough in the universe.
That's right.
There'll
I know
be
Sherry
one
could probably give
question.
you the science on that.
No, it's good though. It's exactly right. It's always moment by moment and noticing how you feel in that moment. That's really it. It's noticing the sensation, right? So like you used to say, we would get up early. She would go down to the lake, and she would cast a line in the lake.
Cool.
And she would say that felt like meditating because she would just sit there at the lake in the morning watching the sun come up in the mist and the ducks and the fish, and it was just nice. It wasn't about catching anything. It was her meditative moment before
That
school.
didn't last very long.
No, I mean,
School
it-
rolled around and I was like, no.
Yeah, as it gets later in the season and colder, it didn't happen. But it was an interesting thing because that was meditation. Or when you take the dog for a walk and you say you had a peaceful walk, it was just you weren't really thinking of anything. You were just walking the dog and just noticing the snow and just noticing the moment. That was a meditative walk.
And
Those are
the dog
moments you
and the
build on.
dog's going, snow.
Yeah, well, he wasn't very meditative, but yeah, so those are the moments like when you read a book, so you're thinking, you're aware of the book, but you know those times you just put the book down, you're just resting there for a moment.
Mm.
You know, you have that sip of tea. Those are the moments. Just pick them up whenever you can. Those little moments. I get those during the day where it's just like, you know, you could just be for a second.
So
It's nice.
I've been going through a growth spurt lately. I think my
Okay.
health has been getting better because I've been like the same height since grade 8. Like
Okay.
my health has not been that great, I guess. But so it's like I'm eating so much, like an unbelievable amount. You'd have to see it to believe it. But the one question the universe will never answer, where is it all going? Where is it going? Nothing's
Yourself- ask
changing.
yourself.
I am so like, look it. Like
You have a high
There's
metabolism.
no, I have such a high metabolism. It's like
Listen, take advantage of it now, please. We beg you. Because the second it leaves, you will hate it.
Yeah,
So
you'll
take
notice
advantage.
then.
Well, I've been this way since I was like born.
Trust me.
I
No,
was
you-
like,
One day it's gonna leave and you're gonna be like,
I was below
Dang it.
average when I was born.
Mm,
Yeah, I was 7 pounds 11 ounces, and then I lost some weight.
You lost a little bit of weight. That's what happened.
But
You
then I
were
got it
average.
back. But I was still small. Like comparing Lil's baby pictures to mine,
Yeah, but you did.
and I was
You
stretching myself.
were. They do it by percentages. You were in the right percentile always.
I was at the bottom edge of it though. Like
How tall are you?
like 5'3",
No.
5'5".
Yeah,
I'm not
5'5".
taller than you.
You're
Lil's
taller than I
me.
am. What are you talking about?
She's
I-
5'5".
I've been this height since grade 8, and my sister, who is 12, is taller than me.
And there it is. Now you're hearing that. So that last sentence is the sentence that means it all. It is her perception of her and her
She's
sister.
gonna be like 6 feet. Your dad was like over 6 feet. What was he? 6'7"?
6'2".
Or 6'2"?
Oh, whoa.
And it's like it skipped 2 generations.
Yeah. Okay. So when you have babies when you're young, it stunts your growth. So we don't know how tall I would have been if I had a way
Oh,
to
is
have
that scientific
babies.
fact? Is that a scientific fact?
Yeah. Because
Well,
because
it
now
takes
you're
everything from
yeah,
you.
your body stops growing for yourself and then, is now diverted to taking care of the, child growing within you.
And then
So
you don't get that back.
yeah,
and-
so you don't get
and-
an option to continue growing if you
Yeah.
have a child under, I believe it's under 22, you can stunt your growth because you can grow right up until 22 years old.
Dang. Okay,
That-
I
which
got ripped off in my
explains-
green pool too. My mom is taller than me and she has 3 kids.
Okay, that's rare. Usually you fall somewhere in between the height of your father and mother. You fall in between there.
Yes, I'm shorter than you,
Yeah.
so I don't know what's
And you're
happening.
but you're not really shorter than me, kind of the same height as me. You just,
You have longer limbs. You
I
can
have
reach much
longer
higher than I
limbs.
can.
I think this
No,
is
you need to get
debate.
into the yoga, man. Stretch out your limbs.
That's it.
No,
Yoga. Woo.
I don't want yogurt.
Check out,
I
man.
don't want yogurt.
Listen, man. It's all the things that you're resisting. We were talking about this earlier. The things that you're resisting, honestly, they do the most for you. Like, try it, like, commit yourself to it. Like, even if you say, listen, just for 7 days, 3 days, for an hour, for 1 day, for the next 5 minutes, I'm just going to do this. And it's going to feel so weird, but I guarantee you're going to feel different. And, like, if you get more curious about that feeling, good things are going to happen. That's just me. That was, that was my gift. That was my Christmas gift to you, Raina.
Oh, it was so good.
Well, I'm
You're so
in
appreciated,
the
Chandra.
outdoor ed class again. I was in it last year. I was in the grade 12 when it was double period. Obviously, I was able to go to school every day, and there wasn't all this like cohorts and every other day attending and all that. And I got really strong actually, but you couldn't see it really in my body. Like, it was very deceiving and very interesting to watch, like, people who know me and just people in general react to what you just lifted that. It's like twice your body size. And it's like, yeah.
Cool.
So,
And how
but
did
then
you
I
feel,
didn't
though?
keep it up. I didn't keep it up over the summer, but
Did you feel different? How did it feel to you,
I did.
knowing that you
Well,
could do
it was-
these things with your
it was
body?
interesting, and it felt like, what's the word? Like I felt more able.
Empowered.
Ah.
Yeah. Like I felt like I was able to do things more for myself. And then I didn't keep it up.
But she
But
could
I
lift.
did it again,
What was it?
so
A canoe? You can lift.
I can lift a canoe by myself.
on her own.
I can carry a canoe by myself on my shoulders.
I think that's powerful.
Yeah.
Like,
so-
like what it does to you, it gives you confidence, right? You're like, oh wow, that's
Also
impressive.
destroys my shoulders, but
I
I
mean,
have tiny shoulders.
that's the thing. You would like see if you got more into it, you'd learn. Like the thing is, it makes you more aware of your body, right? Now you're being like, okay, if I carry it like this, I'm gonna destroy it. If I do, I can learn certain ways to do certain things that are more kind on my body, especially for long term. But those
Yeah.
are all things that just come,
the body mechanics.
Well, Mom says the growth spurt has been giving me more muscle definition in like my arms and
So
such.
you choose the foods you're eating now, especially, right? Because you're trying to grow those muscles, and then you choose,
Protein.
and then you choose to, then you choose to do the exercises. And like Shahadra was saying, like the yoga stretches out the muscles, so that's very helpful,
Well,
right?
I mean, we're
Heating
doing
them
our
up and stretching
we're
them.
doing our archery unit right now,
See, that's good.
Hey, that's
and
fun.
I got really strong last year from that. So yeah, so who knows?
So yeah, that's.
But it's a lot less time spent now because of all the the
Yeah.
pandemic
So things are a
stuff.
little different.
So it's like, I want to shoot archery like all the time. I love it. Even just in general. And I got into horseback riding. And
Wow.
I miss the horses. It's been like month or two since we've been able to go, and it's like, oh my
And wait,
God.
this is all from your school, or is this just like?
No, the horseback riding was through my grandpa and one of the family friends who owns the farm. His wife is giving the horseback riding lessons.
Yeah, her father has a couple horses
No, my grandfather.
Sorry, her grandfather has a couple horses that are being penned up there now. They used to be penned elsewhere, so there was kind of like an opportunity for the girls to go horseback riding. That was nice for a little bit, but now it's winter and it's all outdoors.
But you could do winter horseback riding.
Yeah, but they don't have an indoor facility.
No, you don't have to do it indoor. You can do it outdoor, as long as the weather's decent, like today.
She says it as I see just overcast sky.
No, it's actually the sun's out and
it's clear over the lake for once.
There's a light dusting of snow and it looks beautiful for horseback riding. And I'm sad and I miss the horses. I connect so much with horses.
That's good.
I've come to discover this. I love them so much. I want
horses
one.
are so unique. Okay, well that is for you to dream about for the future.
I hope. Maybe I should be a Mountie.
Well, you could continue your schooling
or a vet.
Couple more
years.
Be a
veterinarian since you love animals.
You don't really get to ride them. You just get to the sick and dying ones, and it's like, here, sadness.
You heal them. No, you
Still
heal
sad.
them. Bring them back.
Yeah, we have a little bit jaded experience right now about vets. So
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you told about that?
No, I haven't mentioned. We did lose our German Shepherd, Jasmine. She would have been 14 in January. And so it wasn't so much that we didn't know she was passing, because I mean, we did. We knew she said she was 9 years old. She had the odd seizure. So we knew her body wasn't, in such great condition. It was just the way that it happened. And then kind of having our hands tied and having to take her to the vet and putting her down, making that decision. So that was like, even saying those words, like that they use the words putting her down. So yeah, we had a little bit of, I guess, struggle, you would say, with how that felt. And then some of the scenarios, like the cost was so astronomical and you don't really think about it at the time. So Raina had an experience because of this that made it, I feel like it lended to the difficulty of the situation, where we were like at a vet 30 minutes from our house and I had to drive. An hour. Well, it was 30 minutes there and back, right? So it took an hour. We had to leave Raina there. They made us leave our child as collateral so that I could go, because I had made a mistake with the payment and it was so much money that they wanted their money. So yeah, so we had a little bit of we had to be mindful to not lose it in that moment, to leave my daughter and have to go. And she was at, a state, right? Because we had literally just put our dog, I don't love put the dog down to sleep. Well, even that. I don't know what the term is. I just don't love these terms. Her pain. Yeah, free her from her pain, right? So, anyways, that was I have a joke. On that note, Raina, I'd like to share a joke.
I'm just like, sorry, go ahead.
I'm coping. Hang on. A vet walks out carrying a guy's dog, and he says, "I'm sorry, I have to put your dog down." And the guy bursts into tears and says, "Why?" And the vet goes, "Because he's too heavy."
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Oh dear.
You got it. That's good to lighten the mood after such. I'm sorry to hear about your dog. I know you guys love your animals.
It's like Mom's always saying how basically grew up with Jasmine and can't remember a time without her, but neither can I really. It's been around 10 years more.
Yeah.
And I was only, I think, around 8 at the time when we got her. I'm 18 now. It's been like a decade.
Yeah. I know.
That's part of the family. And
yeah,
and that all of the drama surrounding it, when clearly it didn't have to be that way. There's always an easier way, a more compassionate way to deal with things. And I'm really sorry you guys had to go through that at a time like that.
Well, I volunteered to stay as collateral. Kind of. I didn't want mom to have to stay there because dad, well, actually mom couldn't. Actually, never mind. I did say yes, like I agreed to it. I was like, I'll stay, it's okay. But because mom's the only one who could handle the thingy to, like,
Transfers
transfer
of
the money.
yeah.
Dad's the only one who can drive. So it's like I kind of didn't really have a choice, but I was okay with it.
Fair
Yeah, I
enough.
didn't even want her to go. I had said like maybe this is not something you want to
It was my choice
experience
to
because
go.
yeah, because I said like, is this the memory you want? You know, is this how? Because to get her out of the house, we had to carry her. She couldn't walk at that point. We had to carry her, Josh and I, on a sheet, and we're carrying it. And it's stressful for her because she doesn't understand or want this. So the dog's screaming, and we're trying to get her into the car. And I said, yeah, Firefly screaming in the kennel, and it was all stressful. I said, Raina, this is not necessary by any means for you to experience this. And Sky Lily, I didn't even give the option, you know, because I thought at that point I still have to make the decisions at 13. But so for Raina, we gave her the option, and she came, and we thought that was interesting and not necessary, right?
Well, because I didn't know.
And then it ended up being necessary, though,
Yeah.
ironically, like in such a way that we thought, wow, like sometimes we just don't know why things happen the way they do and why we're supposed to experience a thing maybe in a way that wasn't as easy as we thought, but there was a reason for it. So
Well, it was like I not only wanted to be there for Jasmine and support her, but I also wanted to be there for you and Dad and support you guys.
you were. It was for sure something we won't be forgetting.
Right? Look at that. It's like it's terrible to go through things, but I think the beauty in it is that at least you guys were there for each other in such a stressful moment, and you each, you know, stepped up in a different way.
Yeah, it's
You
true.
know?
The skills come out.
Yeah. Man. So how about we say RIP to your dog? Rest in peace, you know? Prayers and compassion to anybody out there who's, you know, going through a similar struggle. Because you guys know exactly what it's been like.
Yeah.
But you guys are also testament to, like, listen, there's also things after that, and you guys can carry on the lessons and the love and the compassion and kindness and all of that. You know, you carry those lessons with you as you live. So, I mean, cheers to your pup. I mean, he's an adult, but I call all doggies pups because I think it's
we're the same.
I mean,
We're the
she
same.
was the one who didn't want to go. We were all like, it's okay, you can go, but because she's a shepherd.
Yeah.
They're herding dogs. They're loyal to you. They always want to protect you, keep you safe, keep an eye on you. And she just wanted to keep doing her job, her self-appointed job. And
that
we
made
like,
it much more difficult for the kids.
You don't have to anymore.
They can't wrap their minds around that because you would get like, so she couldn't walk, but what they gave her, they dosed her with, I think it was Gravel to make her sleep. And they said, oh, usually dogs are asleep by now. Well, she was still trying to get up off the table and come over to us. So we had to like kind of go all around her and hold her down like with a big hug basically while we waited for the vet because she wasn't giving in. Like there was no giving in for her. And then I am going to share this though. We have noticed her little synchronicities, the little things she does, we've noticed around the house even still. Like there's this bin of worms Sky Lily has in her room where she feeds her bearded dragon, and Jasmine used to run in and knock that over because first of all she'd try to get the potatoes they eat out of it. Other times she would her tail was so big it would knock it. Well, doesn't it go flying off onto the floor? And I mean, there's nothing to knock it off now. There's just nothing there. And it's completely stabilized. And it goes flying across Sky Lily's room and she had to jump and deal with it. And right away, she's like trying to deal with Jasmine's mess, but she's not really there anymore, right? But she's still having her little things. Yeah, like we're
that's her spirit telling you, like, hey, I'm with you, just in case.
Yeah. So the girls have experienced that though, like noticing the little things, like waking up at that time she would normally wake you, and all these like interesting things. So
it's like chapstick going missing. She used to love to eat chapstick.
She used to eat Raina's chapstick all the time.
Burt's Bees was her favorite.
and now she and the chapstick was missing after it's sitting somewhere where it shouldn't go missing. So anyways, the girls are noticing these things. It's making them
like I see
making
her,
them feel better.
I keep thinking I see her a lot. And also for a while, like the past year or so, I've been letting her in my room. I never used to want her in there because her fur would get everywhere, but I was letting her in my room because I felt kind of bad because she really wanted to be in there and she would cry. So I would let her in and she'd lay right behind my chair. So it's like but it made me very, very acutely aware of when she was sitting behind me, because I can't back up the chair very far because there's not a lot of space, and I run over her little paws or her tail if I wasn't careful. And it's like now when I sit in my chair, I sit all funky like that as if she were behind me. Like I'm always like looking behind me like, oh, is she there? If I have to like get up or something, I'm like, oh yeah.
That's moment by moment though,
Yeah,
right?
I love how it's like the ordinary moments that we remember in the end, you know?
Yeah.
It's never like the huge, like, you know, it's always like the little things, like, you know, Burt's Bees chapsticks were like,
I know.
like, you know?
Yeah. And it's
I mean,
like we would snap big cooking carrots in half, and she would get one half, and Firefly would get the other, and I still find myself snapping the carrots. But now I just rationalize it as it's too big to give it to them all at once, so just snap it and save the other half.
That's
later.
right. That's right.
That's love.
Yeah, that's the love, right?
I would share food with her. I would always have chips on the desk if she really wanted something, like Lay's stacks. She really liked Lay's stacks, and I would share them with her whenever I would get them. Like I'd just give her a couple. I had to throw out a tube of Lay's stacks that night. There were some left, like little broken ones.
Yeah. It's okay.
I'm sorry, man. I feel, I like almost feel your pain, you know? And there's nothing I can say that's gonna change that, but I know, like, I can feel how much you love her, you know, and how much you miss her.
Yeah. She made us better people. She taught us so much, right? Because of her way, her rescue way, where she never quite healed and showed
She was
us.
never quite a dog.
Yeah,
It's really strange.
She showed us.
Like,
So look at how she was, though. Look at how much love she was and how she could be, despite what she had experienced. It didn't matter. Like all she could be was love after that. So we really lucked out.
That's the vet.
That's okay. Ironically, that was the vet just calling.
Well, you needed.
No, I'm not answering that right now. We'll talk later.
Oh, wow.
Synchronicity.
For real.
And Firefly noticed. We didn't think he would, because they didn't spend hardly any time together, but they would be fed breakfast together during the week. So now he's not really been eating properly. He still eats. He's okay, but he doesn't really like eating breakfast.
Yeah, he noticed that because they couldn't sit together very nicely, except when they were like really food response ready, right? So they could sit there waiting for their food, and they would like see each other going in and out of the house. So we thought he wouldn't notice because they weren't really pack-like, but yeah, he noticed. And
he knew that she was upstairs because we had to keep them separate. And he's allowed upstairs all the time now. So now he's kind of just like.
Yeah, she would go upstairs because she would be done with the puppy, and she'd want to just lay in Raina's room or in the hallway or something. She'd just be like, I'm done. But yeah, so I mean, it's moment by moment, right, Ray? It's okay to feel these things. It's good. We know how much we loved her, right? The suffering doesn't show us how much we loved her, and it's okay to feel these moments too, right?
No, trust me, man. Love expands us, and you never know what, you know, or who is gonna come into your life and change it for the better. But for me, it's just like, you just gotta honor their memory by keeping the lessons that they gave you. And like, you guys seem like great people, you know? I'm still waiting. Sherry, we still gotta get together, you know, after COVID and have some tea and like be in person and like vibe with each other, but
that'll be fun.
It's like I'll be eating like a waffle or a sandwich or things I know she liked, and I'll be wanting to share it, and I'm like, no one to share it with.
That's okay. Aw, sweetie. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's knowing you can still be okay though and feel like that, right? You can still feel that and be okay.
It's all part of healing. You know, mourning is part of healing. You can't force that, you know? You can't speed it up, you can't slow it down. It just, like your mom says, moment by moment.
Yeah. It's okay, babe. Love you.
Me too. I'm very thankful that I'm not alone though.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
Well, that's finding the good in the situation.
it's true. There's a lot of people. We're hearing a lot of people alone right now. It's a hard time of season to be alone to begin with, and this year is hitting people harder. So we're lucky to have our family. We're blessed every day with that. So we don't take that for granted.
Yeah,
We try
mom's-
to not.
Mom's all sad because I'll be going away to school soon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that whole thing right now. I'll spare myself those feels for a little bit.
Sadder and sadder.
Like,
God,
come on,
sorry.
man.
It's all good.
Not this moment. Moment by moment, but not this moment.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what? And for that, today I feel like I'm gonna spend extra time, just a little, because that's all I can handle. A little extra time with my family, and just be thankful that, you know what, as messed up, as tough, as brutal as this year was for not only myself but a lot of people, at least I'm not going through it alone. And that is the blessing within it. So thank you, Raina, for reminding me of that.
You're welcome.
All right. So thank you guys so much for joining me today.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
thanks. this
Sherry,
is
as
fun.
usual, you know, mind blown. Raina, thank you so much for your contribution.
You're welcome.
You know, you're welcome here
Wasn't necessarily
anytime.
planned, but-
You're welcome anytime you want to stop by and hop in. Your input is always valued. All right.
Awesome.
So you guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too.
I will. I'm gonna go bug the crap out of my little sister just because, you know, I
That's
got
awesome.
now you guys got me in my feels. Like, yo, you know, I know I probably like stole her food, but
That's the
like
love.
I gotta give you some love, you know. And I like, yeah, it just reminds me how thankful I am of my family, even though they drive me nuts.
Siblings always got something to have beef over.
Always, man. It's just like it's written in the code. Like you're not supposed to get along all the time. Like
It's like something
God's like,
goes
no, that's
missing
no
and they
fun.
immediately blame you.
That's it.
I mean, probably me. I probably did it. I won't lie, but this is what it is. All right, man. You guys have an awesome day.
Thank you.
All right. Peace
Okay.
out.
Bye.